What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video, we're getting a little spicy, bringing back Greninja, probably one of the most fun sweepers that you guys can use in the Great League, but it's definitely tough, and you got to build a strong team around it. So today, we're going to have Nidoqueen on the lead. We're going to have a Dugong as the safe swap, hoping to draw out maybe fairies or fighters into the Dugong. That way, Greninja can sweep. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this team, and be sure to give Greninja a try. All right, getting into game one, we have Nidoqueen on the lead versus Swampert. Not the best of leads for us, so we're going to swap out right away into that Dugong, start getting ahead on energy. Now, they decide to bring in a Talonflame. This is actually a really solid situation for us because our Dugong here can do a lot of neutral damage, and even if the Talonflame most likely is going to be going for Flame Charge, we can completely negate that boost because of the Icy Wind debuffs, which is very nice. We're going to no-shield everything right here as we want to have shield advantage, which we just got from them because they decided to shield the potential Water Pulse, I believe, that we had right there. But either way, I'm just going straight Icy Wind in these situations. So they decide to throw another Flame Charge, which is fine by me. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Icy Wind. Unfortunately, this was slightly delayed, but that's okay. This will still land and do a decent chunk of damage, but they will be able to take us out. Now, we're going to let the timer go down a little bit and then bring in that Nidoqueen, and we're going to hope to have the Greninja sweep because I don't think they're going to have a fighter in the back. Most likely not a fairy either, so we're going to go ahead and bring in the Greninja right here, and Swampert's staying in. They gotta be weak in the back to Greninja, so we're going to go ahead and go for the Night Slash. This does quite a bit of neutral damage, has the chance to boost as well. Oh, and we get the boost. Oh man, Greninja sweeps are so satisfying, but you have to build a good team around it, which is why we have today. Greninja's like biggest weaknesses that are common: fighters and fairies. So that's why we have a Nidoqueen lead to handle that and a Dugong safe swap to draw those out. Now, the final Pokemon here is going to be Altaria after we gave up the shields. So we're going to go ahead and go for that Night Slash, and a boosted Night Slash just does so much damage. So we're going to go for another one now to force that final shield here from the Altaria, and then we will now swap into Nidoqueen to just go for the Poison Fang to basically close this game out because we can survive a Sky Attack, and we should be able to farm down with Poison Jab right here after the debuff and damage. So they decide to throw the Sky Attack right here. This is fine. We should be able to fully farm down and probably have a Poison Fang ready to go for the Swampert that is in the back that is also extremely low, and we have it right there. This is beautiful. So we're just going to go ahead and go for the Poison Fang to close this game out. It's such a beautiful setup, and again, it relies on a Nidoqueen lead, which can beat, right? It can beat the fighters, most fighters, and it can beat a lot of the fairies, right? Because of the poison typing. Now, we have a Medicham on the lead, so we're going to have to stay in this matchup, obviously, but we are concerned about the Psychic. Both Psychic and Ice Punch here from a Medicham can be devastating. So we're going to look to try to win this matchup if we can. So we're going to go ahead and look to shield right here. I think that was enough for Psychic, so I'm going to go ahead and shield, and it was actually an Ice Punch. So now that I've seen Ice Punch, I'm actually going to look to try and catch it on the Dugong. Let's see if we can do it right here. So the Poison Fang does get a shield, which is fine by me. I'm going to try to swap now, and I was a bit behind, and they're going to load up on energy and swap right out. But we did draw out a Galarian Stunfisk, which is actually a good situation. This team has access to Poison Fang for those debuffs, but it also has access to Icy Wind, and with the attack drops right here on Galarian Stunfisk, we're going to be able to soft lose this mid-game matchup and then load up with energy with Greninja. It's a beautiful setup situation. So we're going to go ahead and go for another Icy Wind, apply as many debuffs as possible, because the Galarian Stunfisk needs to take us out with a Rock Slide. They cannot farm us down. We are doing far too much damage, and Mudshot does not do enough. So they have to throw the Rock Slide right here, which is fine. We're going to let this go, and then we're going to come in with Greninja and load up on energy. Now, unfortunately, that Rock Slide didn't do enough damage to take us out, but Greninja is now going to come in, and we're going to get a few bubbles in right here. And with the health remaining on Medicham, a Night Slash should be able to KO it, and Rock Slide right there doesn't do that much damage. So we will be able to farm down. Now, I didn't get a Night Slash in time. So let's see what they decide to bring in. It's probably going to be the Medicham. No, they decided to bring in Trevenant, which is even better because Greninja right here should be able to get to 2 Night Slashes. So it actually lands, and I get the attack boost again. This is beautiful. We're going to go ahead and shield right here. Now, I make a slight mistake. I'm predicting they're going to swap into the Medicham, so I'm going to go ahead and swap out. But it was a brain fart. It happened. I forgot that my Greninja probably is going to get countered down here by the Medicham, which could be absolutely horrible. And we could have won that game if we just stayed in with the Greninja and gone for another Night Slash. But I'm going to risk it for the biscuit and farm down. And we get the farm down with Bubble. And we have 2 Night Slashes ready to go. The Trevenant got through a fast move right there. This should be forcing the final shield for my opponent. And we have the second one ready to go. And we survive with 1 HP and a dream, able to take this one down. So I made a mistake. I should have closed this game out with Nidoqueen. That was a mess up on me, but good game, very well played. All right, Nidoqueen versus Shadow Mawile. So let's see what fast move it is. It's going to be Fire Fang, so we'll go ahead and stay in right here. And I'm just going to look to get myself shield advantage. I'm going to go straight for the Earth Power. Or try to get to 2 Earth Powers if we can, and just force those shields out of this game. So we do get the first Earth Power. If this lands, obviously it one-shots, but this is most likely going to be shielded. Nope. Boom! One-shots right there. And they decide to bring in a Shadow Victory Bell. I'm like, this battler is bringing triple Shadow fast moves. Fire Fang, Razor Leaf, and I'm guessing Charm in the back. So we do get the shield right there with the Poison Fang debuff. We're going to come in with Dugong right now, and sure enough, there's the Shadow Gardevoir with Charm. So predictable. But what we have to do now is we have to win this game with Dugong. And in order to do that, we have to do the setup. We got to throw the Icy Wind right here to get the final shield and apply the debuff. And then we got to swap into Greninja now to do as much bubble damage as possible. We are also going to go ahead and no shield this because it's just going to take us out. That's fine. We're going to come in with Dugong, commit to the hard farm down, save our shield. We have an Icy Wind ready to go, and Shadow Victory Bell is the last Pokemon left with no shields. So this Icy Wind will be able to one-shot it. Goodbye. Boom! One-shots it right there. Good battle. All right, moving to the next one. We got Nidoqueen on the lead versus Altaria. So Altaria leads are so tough to read because honestly it could go one of 2 ways. There could be fighters in the back, right? Or there could be tanks in the back. It could honestly go either way. And what I'm hoping to do right here is go into Dugong, draw out a fighter, which we do. We draw out a Medicham, so this is perfect. We still have a little bit of energy on Nidoqueen. Their Altaria still has energy, and we're going to go ahead and let these charge moves go through. It is going to be Power Up Punch, which is unfortunate, because if it's a Power Up Punch, Ice Punch Medicham, it could be very deadly if they decide to full commit to the hard farm down, but thankfully Icy Wind now is basically going to counteract Power Up Punch. This is what's great about Dugong. It's so bulky that even against fighters, it can put down a lot of damage, soak up a lot of damage, and apply those needed debuffs in these matchups. So we get to another Icy Wind right here. This is probably not going to get a shield from our opponent because they can easily no shield and farm down, but that is a beautiful setup right there for us. Nidoqueen can now come in. And we do need to worry about the potential Psychic, but you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Poison Fang right here. I don't want to have to give up a shield, so we're just going to go for the Poison Fang, and then I'll come back into this Altaria matchup because we are quite ahead right now in terms of health, in terms of Poison Jab to Dragon Breath, and especially since I should be able to get one more Poison Fang off right here, this is where things get really good for us. Now, it's a matter of if I can farm down in time if they no shield before they get to Sky Attack number 2. Nope, they get to the second one in time, which is so unfortunate. I have to trust in Greninja right now. I have no clue what's in the back. It could be a lot of different things, and it's actually going to be a Galarian Stunfisk. So this is going to be a tough situation. We're going to go straight for Night Slashes right here. We have to build up to the Surf because we need to threaten with that, but Night Slash is our play for the game right here if we can get it to shield. So we do have the first shield right there. We're going to have to pray. The only way we honestly win this game is if we no-shield a Rock Slide, which we did right there. We get a second shield here with Night Slash, and then we Surf, because I don't think Night Slash is going to do just enough damage. It's so risky. We're going to go ahead and shield right here. And then we're going to go for the Surf. Altaria, remember, is extremely low, so this is so risky. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Surf now. Granted, I think in hindsight I could have gone for Night Slash and Bubble Down, but this is so close. Yeah, they barely survived with a little bit of health. So good game right there. That was an extremely close one against a hyper meta team. And that's how strong this spicy team is. It's really fun. All right, we got Galarian Stunfisk now in the lead. They decided to swap out into Drapion. So I'm going to go ahead and stay in because the Greninja can handle the Galarian Stunfisk. So what I'm looking to do here is get myself shield advantage or just one shot. I'm just going to go straight for the earth power. If you're playing against me, I'm most likely going to be booming you most of the time. So here we go. Boom! One shot to the Drapion. They definitely thought that was going to be a shield bait, and they decided to bring in Jumpluff, which is actually a team I made earlier this week. So super cool that this battler was running this team, but able to handle it right there since we did land the earth power. We're also going to be no shielding these energy balls, as we can do super effective damage with Ice Shard and Icy Wind, applying those debuffs, and we're going to let the Greninja sweep the end game. They do decide to let that one go through. They're going to go ahead and trust in Galarian Stunfisk to try to close this game out for them. Now unfortunately I can't get to another Icy Wind, so we got to let this go. In hindsight, right here, I should probably come in just straight with Greninja and just win that way, but I decided to come in with the Nidoqueen and look to get to an Earth Power. So I decided to throw the Poison Fang one before, hoping to get a shield right here. I should have just actually built up to the Earth Power, but they decided to no-shield it, which is unfortunate. So now we're in a tough situation where they're probably going to go for Rock Slide. So I have to no-shield right here. If it's Earthquake, so be it. But Rock Slide's not enough to take us out, so we're going to go ahead and go for another Poison Fang. And again, Galarian Stunfisk cannot swap out, so Greninja now with double debuffs, these bubbles are just chunking health from the Galarian Stunfisk. So we're just going to go ahead and double shield and fully bubble down. That's what we should be able to do, because even if they are going for Rock Slides right here, they shouldn't have enough time to get to an Earthquake, considering they're going for back-to-back Rock Slides. And then just looking at the health remaining, there's no way they get to an Earthquake because they've only done 5 Mud Shots right there, I believe. So this should just be another Rock Slide, which Greninja can survive, and that is going to be a good battle. Very well played. I believe that was that was the final one. So this team was super fun. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Greninja is always spicy and always fun to bring to Go Battle League, but you have to build. In order for it to work, it has to be an anchor, and you have to have a team around it that can draw out its hardest counters and set you up with shield advantage like we did today. So Nidoqueen, Dugong, and Greninja. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.